Fromage fry. In the early 80s, my dad switched off the freezer in our local cinema, and me and my sister got all the ice creams. And that is a true story, and I'll tell you the story on the back side of this review. So what am I reviewing in this one? It's a new product from Tesco, summer edition, 6 caramel and popcorn ice cream sandwiches. Well, these caught me eye. Look at them, look. It's a bit unusual. Don't think I've really ever seen anything like that. It's sort of a bit like a Magnum type lolly look to me, in like a waffly style wafer, but only halfway up, and the ice cream looks to be not coated on the bottom half. That's a bit unusual, isn't it? Right, let's have a look then. So these are caramel and popcorn ice cream sandwiches. Now they did do another flavour, but these are quite expensive. So I thought, oh, I'll try them first to see how big they are, because now looking at it, they're probably only little tiny old things. So these are like a modern twist of a choc ice, I would say, wouldn't you? A similar thing. Yeah, they done another flavour. Now I think it was something like a cookies and crumble flavour, something like that. It was a chocolate flavour. If these are really good, I might have a go on them, but we'll see, because these are quite pricey. Right, so this is biscuit sandwich with caramel flavour ice cream dipped in white chocolate. Ooh, vegetarian. Then we've got some traffic lights, which are 2 reds, 1 amber and a green. Have a look at them. Right, so caramel flavour ice cream in a biscuit sandwich dipped in white chocolate with salted corn pieces. So you got to always read that bit, because there's normally a bit of extra info in there. So salted corn pieces. Corn? C-O-R-N, corn. Right, there's a few allergens in here. Milk, wheat, milk, soya, milk and milk. As I said, suitable for vegetarians. Also may contain peanuts, nuts, egg and mustard in ice cream. Wonder what factory they're making these in. Right, keep frozen at -18 or cooler. Important, if food has thawed, do not refreeze. Right, we have got 317 calories per 100 grams. Have a look at that. There's your allergens, your ingredients, and there is the nutritionals. And as you probably saw there, this is a 312 gram box, and there's 6 in here, 52 grams a piece. So they are quite small, I think. How much did they cost? Well, £3.25. £3.25. Well, I say it's pricey. It's not pricey when you compare it to what you'd have to go and pay for a single ice cream from an ice cream van. Also, I mentioned that in the lolly one I did a few videos back. It's so expensive now, aren't they? I mean, if you didn't see that one, I mentioned in that one I saw on Facebook a few weeks ago, someone mentioned that they went and got 4 like medium-sized ice creams off the ice cream van that came round, and they charged them 18 quid. 18 Christ, I don't want to buy the van as well, mate. Blimey, 18 quid for 4 ice creams. So when you compare it to that, you know, it's not pricey. But I always compare things with like other desserts. Like you can buy a tub of ice cream and that sort of thing, or even if you go off and go on to another type of dessert, like I always go back to a bag of donuts. So cheap. Bag of donuts are so cheap compared to this, and just as tasty for me. Right, let's get into it and have a look. So yeah, what did I say? 3.25, so that's 54 pence each. 54 pence each. Now I saw a tab on here. Ah, there it is. So it's got a nice tab system, look, like that. So the top open up, lovely old jubbly, and as I expected, they are quite small. Now they are a lot of modern day twist to a choc ice. That is what they are. That is like, if you had like a genre type thing, these and choc ices would be in the same genre. Yeah, that look alright. That look alright, oh. Oh, well, here he come. Right, let's get into it, boo-boo. Cool, I ain't had a sort of lolly or anything like this, a sort of ice creamy type lolly for ages. What do you mean, nor of you? There we are. Look at that. Is it going to be any good? Right, let's try it, boo-boo. You ain't having one? Oh, that ice cream's lovely. Oh, that's really tasty, that caramel ice cream. And them little corn. Oh, that's that popcorn. Oh yeah, of course it is popcorn, isn't it? That's what I'm missing. Corn. Popcorn, yeah, I forgot popcorn was in the title, in the name. Yeah, that's what I'm tasting. That popcorn flavour. Flipping heck. Crikey, that come bursting in. Mmm. Oh. These are good. I'll tell you what. If a company did something similar to this and made these twice as big, I think people would go out and pay three quid, 3.50, 4 quid for one of them. If you were at a fair somewhere, an event somewhere, on a really hot day. These are lovely. Mmm. I'm really enjoying this. Right. Here's the downside. That is not what I was expecting. I mean, that said what biscuit, didn't it? I didn't say wafer. Now, that is like a really soft biscuit. They've made a mistake here. They need to make that wafer. Mmm. That's the downside. That's a shame, that. Oh, because I ain't really adding to the... Well, it's actually sort of deflating my enjoyment of it, to be honest, because the top bit was amazing. And then when you bite into that, I was like, oh, I was expecting more than that. I was expecting a wafer, even though it did say biscuit. It is a biscuit, but it's a soft biscuit. It's like, it is a soft biscuit. Like it's out of date by about 6 months. They need, excuse me, they need to make them wafers. If they made them wafers, that would absolutely perfect this product. That top bit, so with them popcorn bits in them. God, lovely. Right, score. I'm still got to score it high, despite that bottom section. God, I'd eat another one of them, honestly. Like I say, if they made them twice as big, made them wafers, not biscuits, like we used to get the old... Yeah, I think when we were kids, Mother used to get a lot of... Because used to buy blocks of ice cream. I forgot about them. Didn't used to always buy them in tubs. Can you remember? Used to buy a block of ice cream in like cardboard, and you'd peel it back, and then you'd slice a bit off like you would cut a bit of cheese off. Can you remember that? I've long forgotten that. And you'd slice a bit off, and then you get 2 wafers, slap it in there. Here, there's your one. And then you'd be licking round that for 5 or 10 minutes. That's the sort of wafer they need to stick on there. That would just make that product perfect for me. I think that's a brilliant product. The idea is brilliant. They just haven't quite got that bottom bit right. But I'm still got to score it big. If that had been wafer, I would have scored that a 9.5. With it as it is, I'm giving it a 9. It's a 9 product. I'm not going to drop it below a 9 for the bottom bit, because it definitely is worth a 9. So there we are, guys. Have you tried this? I will tell you that story in a minute, but have you guys tried this or the other one? If you have, get in the comments. Let me know what you think of these. And if you haven't, I really would recommend go out and buy these for yourself. You know, don't tell the kids you got them, because honestly, you ain't going to want to share them. They're good. They are really good. Right, that story. So in the early 80s, my dad once switched off the freezer in our local cinema, and me and my sister got all the ice creams. Yes, that is what happened. My dad, electrician, he had his own business from, I think, 71, 72, something like that. And he used to do the work in our cinema in our town. He used to look after it. I remember many times he'd get the old phone would go, like of an evening, and the blooming cinema lights are all gone out, the screen's gone off, and we're halfway through a showing. And he'd have to rush off and go down there and somehow get it all back on again. So yeah, he used to do like work in the local cinema. And one day, I mean, this was before I started work. This is what, like I say, this is when I was a kid. I was probably about 12 when this happened. I was about 11 or 12, something like that. And it was right at the start of the summer holidays. The timing of this couldn't have been perfect. Bobo! The timing couldn't have been more perfect. He went and done a job at the cinema that day. There was no showings, so the freezer was there, weren't being opened and closed or nothing. And he did a job. He had to turn the electric off for a little while he was working on the ring main, probably, that this freezer was plugged into. Now, when we rewire houses or do jobs in houses, it's perfectly fine to just turn your freezer off for a few hours. They can be off pretty much all day, near enough. As long as you don't open the door, they'll be all right. That ain't going to defrost as long as you don't open the door. But anyway, he had it off for a couple of hours. He did the job. He went off. And then later that day, or later that night, the old phone go, and the old boy who owned the cinema, he said, "Harry, we've got a bit of a problem, Harry." He went, "What's up?" He said, "You melted all my ice creams in me freezer." He said, "What are you on about?" "No." He said, "You've melted all my ice cream. I can't sell them." So the old boy's trying to pull a fast one. He said, "I can't sell them." He said, what are we going to have to do then? He said, well, we'll have to have a claim, I suppose. Well, yeah, we'll have to have a claim on your public liability, won't we, Harry? He went, well, if you say you can't sell them, yeah, we'll have to. He said, oh, lovely old jubbly. Right, OK, you sort that out. I'll send you a list of what's destroyed, and then you can get on to your insurance company and we'll sort it out. He went, yeah, one thing though. He said, one thing. He said, if I'm going to be making a claim on my public liability, so obviously my premiums are going to go up next year. So this is going to cost me. He said, so you're getting a freezer full, you're getting a freezer full of ice creams. I want the ones what are left, what are supposedly melted. He went, really? Well, yeah, of course I do. And checkmate, because the old boy thought he was on a winner, everything to sell them twice over. So next day, the old man went round there in his van. He come back. Oh, no word of a lie, we had a chest freezer. I reckon it's nearly as long as this worktop. I'm not exaggerating. We had a chest freezer out in our outhouse, and it was massive. You know what we all did back in the 70s and 80s? Most households had a big old freezer where you'd be putting meat and all sorts. And they made space in there, about half of it, and these flipping ice creams filled half that freezer up. We had cornettos, strawberry splits, chalk ices, probably funny feet, and God knows what else. There was everything in there. What were them? Feasts, probably feasts. I do remember eating a lot of strawberry splits. Loads of them. Loads of strawberry splits. And I used to like mint cornettos as well as a kid. And I'm sure I had a load of them. Well, 'cause we got a freezer full of ice creams, and summer holidays had just started. Back then, the sun used to be shining, didn't it? I don't ever remember spending time at home in the summer holiday because it's rain. As always, summer's always shining back in the 70s and 80s, weren't it? And me and my sister were the most popular kids in the village. Everyone wanted to be our friend because, can we go round yours and get an ice cream? Yeah, come on, let's go round ours. Let's have an ice cream, boo-boo. So there we were, that literally the whole summer holidays just winding into these ice creams. Perhaps we had a couple of goes on them twice a day sort of thing, because mother wouldn't just let us go at them as we wanted to. You know, she would have restricted us how many we had, but I reckon we'd have talked about 2 out of her a day. And they pretty much lasted us the whole summer holiday. So that was the story. Cool, I could love to have seen my face when H told me that. By the way, we're getting a load of ice creams coming tomorrow. What? Really? Crikey, yes! Oh, that was good memories. Really good memory, that. Right, there we are, guys. That is another new product review, and I definitely would recommend trying this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join me and old Boo-Boo here, the Custard Kid, again soon on another video. Take care, guys. Right, come on then, Boo-Boo. Yeah, you've been waiting long enough, haven't you? Rosie, head of security. Here are Bubbles, good lad. Good boy. Right, here are Boo-Boo. There's yours, my man. Good lad. Bonjour, guys.